Hey everybody, it's Soaping Sunday, and today we are going to be making little goat soaps, but this time we are going to try a thin layer that we can hopefully unmold without the legs and tails cracking off of them. Last time I did this, I was not able to unmold them successfully and the legs and the tails fell off, but this time we are going to add salt to the soap batter in the hopes that that will harden up these little goat soaps enough that we can unmold them without them breaking. So I'm just gonna do this on a small scale and make some little goat soaps. And you know what? I'm gonna try a few little butterflies too and dragonflies and just see if those two could be unmolded. The reason I want this to be a success is because I've realized that when I make a thick layer and have all of these legs all covered up, I then, after unmolding, have to go and meticulously cut out all around every single design of goats, butterflies, and I really like how they look on the soap, but it's extremely time consuming to cut all those out. So if I can find a way to make it so I can just unmold them without having to cut them out, that would make the process so much more streamlined. So let's see if we can do it. But before I make more goats, I wanted to know if the little tan goats that I made to look like Calvin James and Freddie James, if those actually show up inside of the soap, because their tan color is not that far off from the soap color. So I placed a little tan goat inside of this soap. Now it's a pretty thick bar, so I'm gonna cut into it in the hopes of finding that little surprise goat in here. And I just wanna see, can you actually like see the goat in this without it being too close in color? We're gonna find out right now. So I made this one for my own personal use, put the feather on there so I would know that this is the one that I was going to use as my trial bar. I'm gonna try to cut it without cutting the actual surprise goat. Oh, you can see a little bit. You could actually see the color difference. That's exciting. I'm using this one as my trial bar because the ear had fallen off, but I can actually see the color difference, and the color looks like Calvin James and Freddie James, so that's a win for me. But let's get it wet and see how the color contrast looks when it's wet. I love the little heart right in the middle there. Look at the beautiful bubbles, and it's not even cured fully. It's gonna be nice. Alright. So even wet, you can still see the goat. Perfect. I'm glad that was a success. And don't worry, all of this soap, it's going in my shower. It will get used. None of it goes to waste. It's one thing we use plenty of in this house is soap. All right, that was a success. Let's see if we can make another success happen here. I'm gonna whip up a batch of soap and we are gonna start filling in some molds.
I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again, I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la.
just finished making the little goats, the butterflies and the dragonflies, and I'm really hoping that they will unmold, having the extra salt in there. But I'm not sure because these legs are so tiny, there's so many delicate features, I'm just worried they're gonna break when I try to unmold them. But we won't know until tomorrow when we try it out. I ended up with 5 goats and 3 butterflies and 1 dragonfly, so it's a little test and we'll see. I just wanted to do a little bit of each, so that way try a little bit from each mold and just get an idea of if this is gonna work moving forward. One issue that I did run into is the different bottles that I was using. This one has a smaller tip and I kept getting clogs. I'm not sure if it's because the soap is starting to thicken up and it's clogging, or if it is chunks of cocoa powder, but the same thing was happening with the charcoal. The charcoal seems to be finer, but I don't know if that is also getting chunks from the soap thickening up or if it's a mixing issue. So I ended up switching to the dollar store bottles, which have a larger opening in their tip, and it did work out better as far as not getting clogged. I just get worried using these because this is the type that exploded on me when I was squeezing it too hard in the past. So I get a little nervous with this one, but I'm really having a hard time with these more expensive yet thinner tips. So I may have to explore some other tip options. But I'll see you tomorrow when we unmold these. It's the next day and I am anxious to find out if I can unmold these little goats and butterflies and dragonflies without them breaking. It might be too early, so we're gonna take a quick peek and see. If it's too early, then we're just gonna wait and try the next day. But here's to hoping that 24 hours is enough time for these in this mold with the salt added.
Mom, your butterflies are beautiful.
Oh my goodness, it's so cute. All right, so this mold was a success. Let's see, I have had issues with this mold cracking, so let's see if we can just slowly release this from the mold, especially the dragonfly because of how long it is and thin in the middle. I have had issues with that one cracking. Yeah, so the dragonfly cracked. So we lost the wing in 2 places here. So that did not work.
Yeah, that dragonfly's bad.
All right, but this one came out beautiful. So 50-50 on that mold. All right, let's try a large goat mold. Alright, so it did unmold okay. So that's promising on the larger goat. Let's try this large goat mold. But this one I'm worried about because of the thin legs. They're not as thin as the other mold, so we'll see. I'm just currently going around the edge and making sure that the mold can gently separate from the entire outer edge before I flip it. It's beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just seeing a little bit of extra soap around the legs, but honestly, like, so minimal that won't be an issue to easily trim away if needed. That's a lot less work than cutting out the entire goat. All right, now for the hardest ones. So on this one, I tend to lose the tail, sometimes the legs. So I'm just gonna have to be really careful. I think also with this mold, because there's 3, it's hard to peel the mold away from all 3 at the same time without affecting the angle of some. Yep, the legs here are already starting to crack, just trying to remove them from the mold here. I'm already losing legs, so that's unfortunate. So on this mold, I might have to compromise. I might have to just do a thick layer where the legs are, but maybe if this unmold's okay up here, I can leave the body cut out and just have to cut out the legs. In this instance, the tail is coming out okay. I did put a thicker layer right here to try to adhere it. So the top looks great, tail looks good. We just don't have legs for this one. All right, now for the little goats. I have a feeling it's gonna be the same thing with these little legs because they're even smaller. Oh yeah, these front legs are already cracking. The back one actually seems okay. Alright, gotta turn it around. So the body unmolded okay, and the back legs and the tail, but those front legs separated. So I might be able to get away with just making a thick area on the front legs to cut out. But these are the hardest to cut out in between those little legs because of how thin they are. Alright, last little goat. Oh my goodness, it's actually coming out with the legs. Wow. Okay, so what I did differently with this one, as opposed to this one. So this one, I did my brown and my black, and then I added black across the top to make sure the tail had a thick layer adhering it. But I left the legs with the individual brown and black. But on this one, I did black all over the top. And I wonder if that was enough, if that's exactly what it needed to make it all stay together. It was just an extra layer on top. Because this looks perfect. You can still see the brown and black goat design with the black hooves and the brown and the black cape. But flipping it over, the whole back is that charcoal color, which is okay that you're not seeing the designs on the back because the front is what you're gonna see when you're washing with the soap. So that might be the trick that'll save me from cutting out all these legs, is putting an extra layer of soap on top. So next time I make these, I'm going to try it that way, where I'm doing that extra layer on top without overlapping over the mold to where I'd have to cut it out. Okay, so I ended up with 3 butterflies and 3 goats that are usable. Unfortunately, we lost 2 goats and a dragonfly. But 6 good ones, 3 bad. Really good learning experience. Now I have some ideas of how I can perfect this moving forward. So for me, that's a win. And I'm really happy that there is potential that I won't have to cut out every single butterfly, dragonfly, and goat for all of my soaps moving forward. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll see you next time. And if you haven't started soaping yet, what are you waiting for? Get your soap on.
Like and subscribe!
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to farm a wicked awesome farm? Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah.